This is it. Welcome to Behind the Scenes with the OGs. Got Goldee and DJ Hard. Welcome to Behind the Scenes with the OGs. I'm Goldee. I got my sidekick DJ Hard, Sweetport, Louisiana. As you can see, we rocking our masks today. This thing is gonna turn into a fad. You know what I'm saying? Because people are starting to wear masks to match their outfits and, you know, things like that. As you can see, this is Mini Bike Legacy masks. You know what I'm saying? We making these masks too. Also, this is part of our collections of items of what we selling too. Today, you know what I'm saying, we got another dynamic show for all you, you know what I'm saying, with the educated mind. I don't care, you know what I'm saying, if you live the thug life, that don't stop knowledge, you know what I'm saying? So it don't matter what level of existence, you know what I'm saying, you're in the hood, you could be a sophisticated stiff neck if you want to be. And still, it's time and room and an opening, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, learn new information. And so that's what, you know, we all about. Our topic today, what we're fixing to do is we're fixing to show some insight, you know, that let it, you know, you see that our experience, you know, we wasn't just born yesterday, and we got, you know, we've been putting in this work, you know, probably since like 1999. So we got a history behind us, and we was gonna do a presentation on the documentation that we did back in the day when we was little young niggas, you know what I'm saying, running around representing them peas, you know what I'm saying, with them cutie pies, you know what I'm saying, you know, slamming Cadillac doors, you know what I'm saying, things like that, you know. But hey, you know, what can I say?
Yeah.
Hey, but anyway.
Well, look, we're gonna be reviewing the history of our show with one of our first documentary projects with Who's the Younghearts. And we want to give a shout out to all our former crew and cast members, you know, like Noble, you know, on Congo drums, we had Sam Reed, Too Sweet, all right, that joined in with us on this production. And Teresa, let's not forget our special female guest. And we're gonna show a little bit of that, and we're also gonna show how what people was thinking about in music business when we cover Who's the Younghearts. We're gonna you'll get a chance to see the mindset of an artist. All right, and then they also bring up a little bit about the business end of the music business. And today, you know, we still getting ripped off, just like got ripped off in the past, except for it's a new thing ripping us off in streaming services. 3/10 of a penny, NDIRE talks about that. And you had a couple of more things that you wanted to share too. Is that right, Goldee?
Well, I just want to say that when we did the documentary with Who Are the Younghearts was a bad bomb group. You know what I'm saying? They was, you know, singing about love songs and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, touching the hearts of us who was off in the music. R&B group, you know what I'm saying, old school back in the day, you know, what we came up on. And so yeah, I want to get a shout out to our crew back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, we was the youngsters running around back then, you know what I'm saying, having things our way and doing it, you know what I'm saying, how we wanted to do it, you know, and that's why we still here today representing too. We ain't went nowhere, you know what I'm saying?
And you know, one thing we failed to mention that when we just didn't just shoot videos, we also put together a show called the Who's Next TV show that was broadcast on public access network in Los Angeles, Watts, Marina del Rey, Hollywood, and other areas of Los Angeles city within Los Angeles city limits. We tried to cover as many people as we can, and it was a process. As a matter of fact, we had to deal with 3 agencies, and you had to register and qualify with each agency. Very much the same way you got to distribute your music with each one of these distributors, that's paying us a fraction of a penny. We're going to get into that in the show.
Yeah, so we've been, we've been grinding for a long time, we ain't just started, this YouTube ordeal, but it's just something, that is the newer technology, and so that's what's bringing us to involvement in it, but hey, we still trying to make our way through, and we're gonna make our way through. So that's what's gonna be our show. Dane Calloway got some information on why are Africans mad at us here, in the United States. They always been mad at us, because how we getting down. And also I have an article, it's a news break, and it's dealing with the unemployment of the people in the age bracket of 30. And it's dealing with them having a criminal record and getting a criminal record, by the time they reach the age 30. And that's the results of why the unemployment, for us is so bad. And
yeah, I know. I would like to add to that. It's like part of our program is to highlight business information and financial information and real statistics to let people know how we're doing economically in America. And the idea that we're trying to communicate is that we have a chance to engage in business activity and everything that you can think of. So that's going to take more than one person. It's going to take more than one city, to improve our unemployment situation. Matter of fact, in every location, we hope to inspire talented, intellectual, and creative people to go into business if possible, so you can be a little bit more understanding than the current employer to help alleviate some of this unemployment we've got in our neighborhood. But it's going to take us. It's been said a long time that man, you got to be able to take care of your own nation. I mean, here it is. We're a nation inside of a nation being ignored. And so this is what we're trying to do is revitalize this ignored part of this nation so we can have better communities and a better income. That's the motivation that I'm trying to push.
Well, man, that's a great motivation, and it's definitely necessary that, that this happens on a big scale. We can't just keep thinking, because, the Joneses, they might be cool. They settle, they accepting, where they at, but that's not benefiting us as a whole. So that's what we got to strive for, to populate this thing, to the extent where we all, are in a, competitive level, because we deserve that, because, our blood, sweat, and tears, started, back during the time of slavery, and our blood, sweat, and tears is still, being stomped on.
Well, man, I want to thank you.
Out.
I want to thank you for showing me that mini bike legacy, man. Because I got the T-shirt thing going on, but I'm telling you,
money and Black Lives Matter. It's gonna always be about the money. You know what I'm saying? And so just money and Black lives go along together. It ain't just no separation on that. It ain't just all about Black Lives Matter. The money, matters. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we got our t-shirts hooked up saying that money and Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
matter of fact,
Reparation does matter. You know what I'm saying? It matters that this debt get paid. It matters. So let's, you know what I'm saying, get on top of that and stay down on it, you know what I'm saying, until, you know, we get the results that we got coming.
yeah, get the study done and the disbursement activated.
Well, the study's already been done, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We
but
got to
that's
move
what I'm
on.
saying.
We
Now
can't be stagnated.
they seem like they're stalling, man. They seem like
Yeah,
they're
that's
stalling.
called stagnation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And they doing that on purpose because that's all the part of their shrewdness, you know what I'm saying, on perpetrating the stuff that they do, you know what I'm saying, against us. That's just a loophole, you know. And we be falling for a lot of these loopholes and stuff like that too. So you can't just blame them. You gotta, you know, we gotta look at ourselves on a lot of these issues, you know, and stop trying to just settle and you know, and you know, stand up and represent true manhood. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I'm so glad you brought up manhood because I'm finding myself, I got to come up with a quick little idea, man. So I got four lines here to help me stay motivated and focused. All right. You got to take a break and relax sometimes, but you also got to concentrate. So here it is, the motto. All right. Study harder, think harder, work harder, go farther.
That's a good one.
Huh?
Study harder, work harder, think harder, and go further.
Yeah, which yeah, it's just four lines, man. But you know, you take your break, meditate, or whatever you do to relax, but you gotta get up and get on that grind. All right. And nowadays in the music business, oh, let me take a moment out to give a shout out to all my fans who've been writing me on number one music. I want to thank you so much for supporting my music. I'm looking around here for, you know, this is one of these days. I don't have a copy of my album around. But here's a copy of the video that we taking the footage from. All right. I had to put in some work here. So we've been producing videos and music for quite some time, going back, you know, since 1999. All right. So I want to shout out to my friends and my fans, my family. Thank you for all the support and the love and appreciation that you give me. All those little things add up to a lot of motivation that I put in the four lines. Study harder, think harder, work harder, go farther. Do you hear me, Goldee? Do you feel me?
Man, I mean, that's what it's gonna take. You know what I'm saying? We got to just stay down for a crown and, you know, just keep your eyes on the prize. You know what I'm saying? The prize is reparation. And you know what I'm saying? So we gotta, you know, make sure that they get on top of that.
All right. Can I add to that? I want to add to that, man. See, like when we think about reparations or no reparations, if you come across that money, you need to prepare for it. And that preparation I call is having a good relationship with your money, no matter how much it is. All right. You're gonna have to I was homeless. So I know some of the vital necessities of life, and I know what that is, and I feel it in a deep and genuine way. And that's food, shelter, and clothing. Everything after that, all right, some of it is a need, all right, and some of it is a luxury. So that's understanding the departments of your money is having a good relationship with your money. So it don't make no difference if you have a little or a lot. If you can manage that well, you can live better. That's all I want to say. Oh man, we're going overtime on our introduction to the show. But I'm telling you, we got to get deep, man. We got to get deep with our people, man. We got to, because I'm telling you, I know my folks is out there smart because they study going to college, they study getting additional training. Man, it's a lot of smart people out there. So all I'm just saying, it's time that we really, put this education to use. Even though we might have been miseducated, but the parts that work, let's get that working.
All right, so we're getting ready to have our screen share. And which one we gonna start off with? Who we starting off with? You doing the screen share. So who you gonna start with? The Younghearts?
Yeah, let's start with the Younghearts. We're gonna start with the Younghearts, and then we're gonna move on to the other business. In other words, we go back to the Younghearts because that's the earliest document that we put together. The rest of the stuff is a little bit more newer, so we go from the past to the present.
Yeah, the Younghearts, we just showing giving some of our history, giving our basic part of our history, on our longevity in this game.
Okay. Well, all right. Y'all hang around, and we'll be right back.
2 minutes and 2 seconds. Welcome back to Behind the Scenes with the OGs. We got a segment coming up. It's like old school. It's like some of our earlier works, and it was dealing with a documentary that we was doing with Who Are the Younghearts, because what I'm saying, nobody really was kind of up on what was happening with them, so we did a segment on that. And that's a presentation, what I'm saying, that go back to 2005 that we did this show. And so we just trying to get it established that, what I'm saying, we've been dealing with the film and music, for, several years. That's what's up. So let's let it be, let's show it.
All right, here we go.
That was my blade back there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right, man. We was jamming over there, man.
Check DJ out. Check us out. That's when we was young niggas.
Yeah, that's when I had hair.
Bringing out there, putting out there now, it's really dealing with old school stuff. To update what's going on. where our people is at now. That's a good idea, man. We should work with them.
Hey,
That's
girl.
one of our old guests.
You know, we gotta get all our shots, get in the character, film, and everything like that. You know, like a successful script, how it's gonna be laid out, where the shoot is gonna be at, man. So let's have a little meeting, talk about the film project. Okay. Bring it. All right, gang. And we got the bling in there.
Yeah, look, it got Too Sweet and Sam Reed in there.
Yeah, man, I got to open this back up. Dude, this is a little different, man. I gotta give them a shout out. Teresa, Too Sweet, Sam.
All right, let me pause it so you can give your shout out. Want to give a shout out to all our old crew, especially Noble who passed away. I got my beer. I'm gonna take a sip for him a little bit later. And I want to thank all our old crew for being a part of the show. And then we have guests here, Mel Alexander and Bobby Sanders, that was part of the original process of making the Younghearts.
You say that part. You can say that part. Let me say my little spiel, then I'm gonna let you say your little spiel.
All right. I'll finish my spiel. Now, what you got to say? Add to it.
The show's still going on right now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. No, I wanted to give an introduction out to our actual participants, you know, that was playing a part.
Yeah. Okay. You
Too Sweet, about Uncle Sam, Teresa, you know what I'm saying? That's me in there right there. DJ Hard with the dreads and suited and booted. That's the lack. That was my lack. That's Teresa.
Wait a minute. Let's see Teresa back in there. Let everybody see Teresa. There she is right there.
That was my heart right there, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. That was my heart right there. Yes, sir. But
all right. Let's continue on because this is the first time. See, nowadays we got the internet, so the game has changed. All right, but basically, what was going on in the old days, it's just a new way that artists are being taken advantage of. In this interview, you know, Bobby Sanders mentioned some of the mistakes he made in his career, and let's hear that.
All right, and we got the bling in there.
You talking about wait a minute. My honey was in the shot too, Darlene. I want to give a shout out to Darlene. She was a very special part of my life, and she hung with me a long time, and I'm telling you, it was all good, you know. And I really appreciate her hanging with me, and I'm glad she was part of my life. Let's go on with the show.
What's that? Business. So, if you got a question to these guys on business, basically, speak on difference, how from on to rap. Okay. So R&B is the beginning, the start of gospel. Gospel is gospel. It all comes from gospel. And all that comes from gospel. And every one of it kind of sounds like the right stuff. I did all that wrong, the right stuff. Why did they make it? Because they thought it was. No. Why did they make it? Because they thought it was. Okay. That's never going to change. Now, until the youngsters wake up and realize, rap is cool. We're so God-given that we go from trend. Remember when disco come in? Yes. And we created. Then everybody started doing everything R&B, so it slowed down. Everybody started doing R&B. Then when another thing comes in, it changed the trend, and everybody forgot about that. Now every time they leave something, the other people look at them. Right now, my daughter taught me after 20 years yesterday on the internet. My daughter, I didn't even know it was my daughter. And she called my office and it was connected to where I was last night. And she found it on the internet. My mama said, well, he produced a group called Young. And so she didn't know it, but she wanted to find me so bad she got on the computer and get the button open and the thing and found out everything about me through the internet. I didn't even know things were on the internet. I mean, I didn't know all this stuff. I know things are on there. I did not know what my daughter told me this morning. I'm looking so you could grip it and Robin. I could do Robin. Robin was the guy who was on the TV there. So I made Robin up off of the guy. Because he was Burt Ward. You know Burt Ward? I couldn't rap on this guy. When I was young, I had a friend of the boy. And the record sold on 5 million to the best man in Robin's fan club. Now, the best man in fan club, who is that right there, brother? Who is that right there? Who is that right there, Rob? Who is that right there? Oh, for sure, that's bad man Rob. Is that right? I just watched him when I was a kid. That's bad man Rob. Who is that right there, brother?
Noble, you showing that too.
Noble.
Who is that right there?
Yeah.
Noble, he was our cameraman. He gonna come in and
Right.
shot
That
pretty
was-
soon.
When you keep them dead, I'm dead.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's pause it. You didn't see, it was like a picture of Bobby Sanders when he was young. And I looked at that picture too. And he don't look like that no more. You didn't
He looked
recognize
like
him.
Bobby Womack to me.
Yeah.
I thought it was Bobby Womack.
Yeah. So that's what everybody was laughing about. Let's rewind
Right.
that so people can really get it. We're gonna go overtime a little bit here.
He said, "Who is?" He asked me, "Who is that?" And I couldn't click who it was, but I'm thinking who it was. I was thinking about Bobby Womack,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, "No, that's what he said. That's me. I'm
Yeah.
living."
No. You said, and you was thinking it was whoever it was had died. You said, yeah, but he had died. And then that's what he said. He said, no, that's me. I'm living.
Right.
Ain't that something?
There go Nova.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, back in those days, as a matter of fact, we had a volunteer crew, and Noble was on his job right there, boy. I'm telling you, watch, he gonna capture some of the scene, right?
Oh, the scene he didn't capture when Teresa was creeping her butt off, throwing me off. She was sneaking up, leaving. I looked out in the audience and I didn't see her. That's what got me twisted. That threw me off during the show.
Then I got a show called Elvis, Beatles, supreme history people. Nobody never saw him. Right? You know, Bomberberg. That's the time that the whole thing. A man is seeing Ben on America. This man is history. Bomberberg. That's finished. Gospel and blues. That's a tribute to First Mayfield. You saw that by not Eddie Curtis, the people that we heard this say about the Biggest sound like us. I mean, a tribute. It's a tribute. They're not going around saying they don't Curtis Mayfield. It's a tribute to Curtis Mayfield. So come this way. These are some of the opera big ones. Been on America, so when we talk about these things, we are so great, we're so talented. We got more talent than anybody. This is the first thing I'll show you. First record what this guy was singing, that's his original together. But what happened, we had got a deal, Gene paid the man who did the music for Barry White, that was my partner too. We had put a record out of them on Canterbury with Michael Todd. At the time, they gave his son $7 million to sell a record. Now, we didn't know this. We was happy to be with the Tell Toy. I had to tell Toy, son, we all had it.
Yeah. See, look, a whole bunch of money got transferred to somebody, and they didn't know nothing about it until much later, So that's something that's been going, not paying the artists accordingly. It's been going on a long time. And nowadays, we have people raising that issue up with the streaming services like Spotify. India Irie, I'm gonna show a little clip on her. She's voicing her opinion about getting 3/10 of a penny. All right, so we're gonna let that play. Let's continue on with this show.
Tell son, when kids coming up and your mom looking at you, tell son, to be with these people, and we did not know at the same time that Mattel gave his son $70,000. But we was brought into that screens, Prince Horn, no computer music, spent all this big money, and this group was the first group. It was called the Temples first, and then they started crazy, and I changed the name out of St. Louis, called the Younghearts. Let's put a group together. That's when I put these guys together. The first record wasn't even none of them singing. We're doing the same thing. I created this whole thing. Look what you think. Produced by Bobby Sanders, written by Bobby Sanders, singing the bass on most stuff, and so all of these things, a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, that's the end of that segment. And all right, we're gonna move on with our show and get down with the next screen share. Y'all hang around because this is our Black History Month special, and we're reviewing our history along with what's going on today and some other things that's involved with our study on American history. We'll be right back.
2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Big ass. How you doing? We got my cameraman over there, Noble. He's helping us out big time. Oh, you've been Lowriders. I'm working on a couple years now. All right. Like, my buddies out here. Living Lowrider longer than me. Having a good time with them. Now, are you in a Lowrider club? Yes, I'm in no Living Lowrider club. No, living! No, are you lifting, brother? Not right now, brother. Oh, okay, good. So, have you ever been in one of them hop contests? Yeah, I've been around watching them. I've been on my feet right now today. That's one I hear today over here in conference. This association's been doing some good work, man. They did the Katrina National Disaster everything. Was you a part of that? Oh, yes, I'm part of that. I was there, helped out the players at the school. Help everybody out there.
Anybody have seen it down this park? On television. I know. I'm ready. Oh, okay.
us now, the Lowriders are trying to do something to curb the gang violence, man. Are you with that?
Yes. Curb all that stuff, gang violence. No, I'm not with that.
Right. It's about having a good time. And it's about lowriding. And this is DJ Harlow, and I got my man over here in the end. Right on. Thank you, and God bless you, brother.
Welcome back to Behind the Scenes with the OGs, episode 11. We're right back with you. We're going to continue on with the next screen share, which is going to be dealing with more than a half of unemployed U.S. men in their 30s have criminal records, and they did a study on it. But before we get off into that, I just want to say in regards to Dane Calloway, you know what I'm saying, for some reason, he seemed to be in the frame of mind to think that people in the age from 40 on up, you know what I'm saying, are not, you know what I'm saying, interested. But I just want to say that, you know, we paved the way, you know what I'm saying, for whatever level that our people is at right now. You know what I'm saying? The elders paved the way, you know. So, you know, that's a broad statement to make. And, you know, you should check out Behind the Scenes with the OGs, you know what I'm saying? And then you'll recognize and realize, you know what I'm saying, that we've been here, you know what I'm saying, and we still here, and we still dealing with the struggle. I just want to, you know, get that part out the way right there. All right, so we're gonna move on here to this is a news break, and it's very you know pertinent. It's important information that definitely needs to be known and looked at and understood and realized. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna start out. I'm gonna read this because we don't have any pictures, so I'll just read it. So I'm going to begin with the research from RAND, which is a corporation studied the effects of criminal records for among unemployed American men. They estimated more than half of unemployed men living in America in their 30s have a history of being arrested or convicted of a crime. The prevalence of arrests for all Black men, both employed and unemployed, was roughly 33% higher than it was for white men at every age that researchers examined. Having a criminal record in the United States may be more common than it seems, as news research suggests more than half of unemployed men in their 30s have a history of being arrested or convicted of a crime. It's estimated that as many as 1 in 3 American adults have been arrested at some point in their life, and men are more likely than women to have a criminal record. Researchers from the RAND Cooperation and Global Policy think tank noted that those figures are a result of countries' aggressive law enforcement practices over the past decades. Move up.
Yeah, you know, we need to stop right there. You know, if somebody
move it up, move it up.
Okay, I'm gonna move it up. But right there, you know, we've been addressing the issue. I even put out a song, Stop the Violence. You know, they're using the excuses of the gang violence and other general, because people of all races kill each other, man, you know. And so some of these things are domestic disputes and whatever, but they're using whatever happens violently in our community to increase the concentration of police force. It's still going on today, you understand, even though they're doing a study on it, but it's still active alive and prevalent in every city that I lived in, except for a city that was totally black. I lived, I lived in some black cities. In some rural areas, it's not so bad in rural areas.
Well, they got something going on right now, man. I think it's in Minnesota or Minneapolis, Minnesota. They murdered a young black dude right now, and the police, I think they having going to court, a trial and shit on it right now. And it's a big deal. It's a big deal going down in Minnesota in regards to that right now. I wanted to do something on that too, but we have to catch it on another show or something.
Yeah, that sounds excellent.
So,
all right, let's move on.
Yeah, researchers at RAND decide to study the effects of criminal record has on men in America, publishing their results in the journal Science Advance. They found that by the age of 35, about 64% of unemployed men in America have been arrested and 46% have been convicted of a crime. The rates didn't fluctuate much by race and ethnicity, but do reflect the stigma a criminal history carries and the significant barrier to entry individuals face when trying to join the workforce and establish a steady source of income. Researchers investigated data from the National Longitudinal Survey of Youth from 1997, which was followed a nationally representative group of Americans over the course of their lives, specifically examining a group of about 9,000 participants and in the volunteer involvement of the men with criminal justice system through 2017. Go on.
All right, let me just say this. You know, another thing that we try to do, or at least I try to do, is encourage people to think about all of that education they got, because I know it's a bunch of smart people watching our show. And every time I look around, and almost every time I buy something, unless it's food, all right, it's made in another country, all right? You know, so that, to me, that's an indication of how many different opportunities there is in America to create businesses of all types. So no matter what a black or American Indian person come up with, all right, there's room for you to get involved in industry. And as long as we don't get involved with industry, we are losing power, all right, because industry, the bigger the industry, like, you know, like all industry is controlled by our competition, you know, and they've been our competition for a very long time. And they have the money to lobby Congress or whatever branch of government that they want to be involved with. Why? Because they're in business, they're making money, and they're looking after their investments. So this is part of America. You know, being in business and making a lot of money, that's part of the political process. So if we don't get involved with making that money, then, you know, we're going to continue to be in the same boat. So we got to build industry so we can employ our own. What's wrong with that? I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, the problem is right now is, you know, we making money, but is what we're doing with the money. We're taking the money that we make and we're going to a big empire and somebody that already got $1 billion and buying their clothes, you know what I'm saying, buying their cars, you know what I'm saying, and spending all our money with them, you know.
Well, you know, I'm telling you what.
So we got to learn how to use our money for the betterment of ourselves as a whole. You know what I'm saying? When you want to talk about industries and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, we got to get on that level to, you know what I'm saying, because right now, even if he was in the workforce, It's you going to work, you know what I'm saying, for the pale face. You know what I'm saying? Under
And
this
that's because a lot of smart black people, educated and wealthy black people, because I know there's a bunch of millionaires. I heard about a bunch of millionaires in North Louisiana, in Shreveport, in Grambling, and other places around here. You know, we got millionaires, and but all of them are not investing their money in the business. You know, so maybe that's not their cup of tea, but we need to encourage that and ask them to look at maybe taking some of their money and building an industry with it, because some of
our
them already
children,
got money.
our children is gonna have to be that's where education come in at, and that's the type of education information that we need to, you know what I'm saying, serve to our children, you know what I'm saying, because you know I understand exactly what you're saying, you know, realizing that we're not at that level. You know, you talk about all the millionaires we have. We got millionaires, and you can't even get two of them to come together. You know what I'm saying, and together and develop and create something. You know what I'm saying, that you know, we'll be able to come to. We'll be able to, you know, get jobs from and stuff like that. You know, spend our money with them. You know, they're not even trying to do that. So it's hey.
Well, anyway, the only thing we can do to encourage them is keep on producing that show. You want to continue reading
Sir,
on?
we're gonna encourage them. That's our job and our duty. You know what I'm saying, as OGs, and that's what we do, and that's what we've been here doing. And like I say, we've been in the struggle. You know what I'm saying, from the street level, you know what I'm saying, to the professional level. You know, and so whatever, we still here right now, and whether you like it or not, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna hear this because you know we're going for something that's due to us. A debt needs to be paid. All right, so we're gonna move on with the results. Found that men between the ages of 30 and 38 who were unemployed in 2017 had substantial levels of involvement with the criminal justice system, with the majority having been arrested at least once. Almost 40% have been convicted of a crime at least once, and more than 20% have been incarcerated at least once. That's consistent with the data from the United States Office of Disease Prevention and Health Promotion, which notes that between 1980 and 2014, the United States incarceration rate increased by 220%. The spike was linked to state and federal policies changes that enacted harsher sentencing rules. RAND research found the prevalence of arrests for all Black men, both employed and unemployed, was roughly 33% higher than it was for the white men at every age. Researchers examined from 18 to 35, with some evidence pointing to the gap widening even further as men reach their 30s. Research also found that Hispanic men generally have higher rates of arrests, convictions, and incarceration than white men, but they did note the difference were not statistically significant. The bottom line, researchers said, is that unemployment service needs to do more to help people cope with their criminal histories. Most government programs focus on providing unemployed with new skills in order to get them into the workforce. But if you only focus on the skill development, you are missing a big part of the problem. The unemployment system almost never looks at the role that criminal history plays in keeping people out of the workforce.
Let me.
Says Sean Bushway,
All
senior
right. Let me.
researcher, has ran in a statement. Now, what's up?
Okay. Now, what I was going to say is, it's like, we running overtime, but that's because we have a commentary as we go. All right. All I'm just trying to say is that all Black people, including the poor and the rich, all right, need to look at this right here and see whether or not we can change it. If we can't find anything else to be unified about, this is a good thing to be unified about. And that war on crime has turned into, this is the evidence right here, a war on our communities where we live. It's a war on our communities. So we got to find ways to combat this war in such a way to build our communities up better. And I keep on saying that the 2/3 policy will never work because you're not fixing the whole. If you're only going to come up with programs for women and children, you're going to have statistics like this because you done left the men out. And the men is one of the strongest elements of a family, of the community, of the workforce. All right. So if you're not investing into that, all right, then boom, there you are. You're going to keep on having this thing. And, crime perpetuates itself. Unemployment creates crime. And this is, here's the facts right here. They're telling you right there, unemployed people, is having, being incarcerated. So somebody got to try to understand these people better and give them an opportunity, especially if a man has redeemed himself.
Well, the whole thing is you got to look at how the system is designed. The incarceration the system is designed to make sure that every Black man, every Mexican have a record and get a conviction. That's how this system is designed. So
well, let me tell you about another system. We got a system in our community. Wait, can I say something? We got a system.
I'm saying something now. You listen to what you've been saying something.
All right, but I don't want to bring the church up into this.
Bring it up, but the thing it is, I'm just saying though, this is geared. This is designed to be as it is, and until that definition is changed, you know what I'm saying, we're not going to get nowhere.
All right, now, okay. Now, we got churches all over the place. And part of the religious experience is like you repent and you redeem yourself. All right. So now, but if you can talk about that and you can't bring it to the reality, we're going to keep on having statistics like this. You gotta allow that man, every man that goes to prison do not want to go back. All right. So those ones who
I don't know about all that.
I'm just saying, a lot of them don't want to go back. All right. So some of them repent and try their best to redeem themselves and even participate in these workforce programs. Now, after they went through all this training and everything, then nobody will forgive them for their crimes. This is what I'm saying. We need to, if you call yourself a Christian or any other religious person, you got to show mercy for those persons out there who may have made a mistake in their past.
All people, first of all, the system has to be straight. The system has to have that outlook, have that point of view. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is the reason why I'm bringing this up, because so many politicians always bringing God up. All right. So if you go bring up God, then bring in your understanding of what the problems of people are having. And if a man has, sometimes you could really tell if a man has tried his very best to redeem himself.
God don't got nothing to do with it. This is man. This is man's design. God ain't got nothing over, you know what I'm saying, what man do. Man have proved that God don't got nothing over what he do. So that ain't the thing. It is that man is gonna have to change man's outlook. Man is gonna have to change man's point of view. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna get done through no religion. You know what I'm saying? So that's out, and people can, we got to deal with, man got to deal with man. As simple as that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, man, I just want to say, all right, we showed you the article. Y'all need to read this article for yourself. We done ran over time.
They're not gonna read it for themselves.
All right, but we didn't give them enough information to go on already.
Yeah, so basically what they dealing with is that, you got 30% of people, you know what I'm saying, men, you know what I'm saying, getting locked up, going to prison. And then when they get out of prison, they don't have no resources. They can't go to somewhere and get a job because it's going to be held against them because they have a record. And the whole thing is that the system, you know what I'm saying, God is set up. God is designed for us, you know what I'm saying, to be affected like this. Okay. And that's what people have to start looking at. That's why I'm saying, when people talk about God and church, God don't got nothing to do with this, what we going through. You know what I'm saying? He can't do nothing about it, and he ain't gonna do nothing about it. And if you ain't got enough brains and sense and common sense to realize that, then we'll never, you know what I'm saying, solve these problems.
All right. I'll tell you what. We're gonna end this segment, but here's the main point of our conversation. Folks, you out there who watch our show, you need to leave a comment. You need to express yourself, because your silence is not helping anybody. And Nelson Mandela said that a long time ago. We need to hear it again today. Your silence is not helping anybody. Log your comment onto our show. Let everybody know you watch this show. You're not afraid to make a comment, all right? Or hit that like button. Don't be afraid to hit that like button, because I'm telling you, if we don't get any money, we need encouragement, to move forward, keep moving forward in a very bold and masculine way. That's what we here to present, the representation of a black man, a real black man, because you may not recognize him, all right, but he looks like me and Goldee.
Yeah, but we're not black, because the white man called us black. You know what I'm saying? We actually, you know what I'm saying, Needies, we Aboriginal, we're American Indians, you know what I'm saying? And some of us are Africans. Okay.
Well, that's why I like this format, because you have your freedom of speech just like me, and you can express yourself. Everybody, you should love this thing. We're going to end this segment, and we'll be right back with you with the next. This show is going to get deep. We're already deep, but we're going even deeper. We'll be right back.
2 minutes and 2 seconds. Hang on in there.
Here we go.
Okay, he got that see how pretty that little bike is. All these come out, the Lolos come out. Those mini bikes get them powder coated. That pink you seen on that pink one, that was pinkish orange, that was like a powder coat paint on that bike. Get out like that.
They're down near 120.
This is the races. No, that's in Long Beach. that was the most recent downtown takeover. You see how them people? Oh, that was me right there. You want back that up.
Here it come again.
Right there.
All right. Well, that's it. Okay.
This is it. Welcome to Behind the Scenes with the OGs. Got Goldee and DJ Hard.
Thanks for watching Behind the Scenes with the OGs, Black History Month Special, Part 1. Please subscribe to our program and click that bell notification button to be among the first to know when Part 2 is available. When you buy your favorite DJ Hard song, you are supporting this show and our other important social media programs. Thank you very much. Enjoy the show. And please don't drive drunk. Good night.